Angels unveiled his path, a remarkable glimpse into the future. Everyone, welcome. In the tumultuous realm of her teenage years, there appeared a moment of profound significance, a near-death experience that would profoundly alter her life's course. Join her on a journey through the convoluted passages of a personal narrative that delves deep into the core of her beliefs and actions. Imagine an unremarkable day, much like countless others, as she set out on an expedition atop her fixed-wheel racer. The sun, a resplendent jewel in December's crown, embraced her with its gentle warmth, casting golden beams upon her while she descended a steep hill. The wind, like a harmonious serenade, danced through her hair, infusing her veins with a sense of invincibility. The audacious blend of danger and velocity, a potion of audacity, initiated an adrenaline surge that resonated in the depths of her being, awakening her very essence. In that fleeting moment, life's magnificence gleamed brightly, and she found herself intricately linked to the exhilarating heartbeat of existence. However, the exhilaration swiftly transitioned into a fateful engagement with destiny. Her fixed-wheel racer, equipped with only one gear and no freewheel mechanism, continued to drive the pedals forward as the bicycle moved onward. As she leaned into a sharp left turn at the bottom of the hill, the wheels lost their grip on loose gravel. In an instant, control was lost, and the pedals hoisted the rear wheel off the road. She found herself powerless as the bicycle hurtled into a violent collision, reducing it to a contorted mass of twisted metal. She, too, was ejected from her seat, propelled through the air, and met the concrete curb face first. The collision rendered her unconscious, sprawled in a pool of her own blood, entirely unaware. A resident from a nearby house bore witness to the horrific accident, her screams cutting through the air. Rushing to assist, she grasped the limp hand, only to find no discernible pulse. Emergency medical responders arrived on the scene, sirens wailing, and promptly transported her to the hospital. There, she spent 5 days in a coma, oblivious to her surroundings as the medical team waged a battle to salvage her life. During that time, she underwent an extraordinary experience, one that lingered in her memory. The precise moment of impact with the concrete curb eluded her, and instead, she discovered herself in a place that defied earthly norms. She stood on the side of a gently sloping hill, a landscape of unparalleled strangeness. The grass lay perfectly flat, as though manicured by an unseen hand, while the hill extended indefinitely. Yet she was not alone. At her side stood a figure clad in resplendent white, emanating an indescribable warmth and solace. The sky behind them was an abyssal black, concealing all beyond. Ahead, over the crest of the hill, lay a radiant white light, akin to the gentle rise of an early morning sun, suffusing her with a radiant inner glow. Silently, the figure in white grasped her hand, and together they ascended the hill. With each step, the light over the crest grew more luminous and inviting. Then, a remarkable occurrence transpired. She began to witness scenes from her life, unfolding before her as though in a three-dimensional, immersive presentation, a vivid retelling of her past, present, and future. Each scene was richly detailed, permitting her to relive the experiences, emotions, and moments exactly as they had occurred. She felt laid bare, her very soul exposed, yet the figure beside her radiated no judgment. Instead, it seemed she was the one scrutinizing herself. As these scenes played out, she received glimpses into the future. She saw herself on a grand stage, facing a vast audience. Bathed in the spotlight, she observed numerous faces gazing up with eager anticipation. The host on the stage signaled her forward, and as she approached the microphone, words flowed effortlessly. She shared a message of love and salvation, expounding on the gospel of Jesus Christ, accentuating his boundless love and sacrifice to deliver humanity from sin and offer rebirth. An extraordinary transformation occurred. Countless hands rose, embracing the gospel message and accepting Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. As these scenes unfolded, she realized they had reached the hill's pinnacle, overlooking an expansive chasm. Peering into the abyss, she was met with an awe-inspiring sight. In the distance, a magnificent city glistened in the sun's brilliance. It sparkled as if constructed from diamonds, akin to something from a fairy tale or legend. The spectacle surpassed all imagination. Her near-death experience had unveiled a realm beyond earthly comprehension, a realm of profound love, enlightenment, and spiritual revelation. It was a journey transcending the confines of life and death, imprinting an enduring impression on her soul. When she finally regained consciousness, she found herself back in the sterile environment of the hospital. The surroundings reverberated with the sounds of medical equipment and the hushed conversations of hospital staff. The woman who had borne witness to her accident and summoned help was there, her eyes filled with relief. She had been pulled back from the brink of death. Clad in a blue jacket, the doctor elucidated that her severe reaction to medication, likely from the Lomotil, had brought her perilously close to the edge of life. She was informed that her survival was a stroke of fortune, and it was attributed to a hypersensitive reaction rather than an allergic one. Her recovery persisted, with approximately 5 more days spent in the infirmary. The persistent cough that had haunted her since the accident served as a constant reminder of how narrowly she had escaped death. It was during this ordeal that she made a profound decision. She chose to forfeit a year of schooling to prioritize her health and well-being. This decision was duly deliberated with her tactical officer and the school administration, who granted her a sabbatical for the year. She returned home, dedicating the ensuing 6 months to a process of physical and emotional recuperation. In 1981, she re-enrolled at the Military Institute, attending for about a year and a half. Nonetheless, her near-death experience had etched an indelible impression on her. It prompted a reassessment of her life's trajectory, her purpose, and her spiritual convictions. Ultimately, she arrived at the profound conclusion that a military career was not her destined path, leading her to make the life-altering choice to discontinue her military pursuit. Her near-death experience had illuminated a new course for her life. It had endowed her with a profound comprehension of Christ's boundless love and the imperative to impart that love to others. It reinforced her faith and her conviction in the redemptive power of salvation. It also heightened her sense of responsibility to lead a life congruent with these convictions. The figure in white stood before her, presenting a choice: entry into heaven's gates, the sacred city, without return to earth and family, or a return to her earthly vessel. The allure of remaining in this celestial realm was compelling, as if it was her rightful place. Yet fleeting glimpses of her family's anguish and supplications pulled at her heart. She grappled with a profound inner conflict. As much as she longed to linger in this divine expanse, she sensed that God had a momentous purpose for her on earth. The path became clear: she had to return. She had made her decision. However, she knew she had witnessed more than her memory could retain. The words resonated in her mind: "You will not remember the things you have seen." Like emerging from a haze or rousing from a profound slumber, she wrestled to retain the fading memories, slipping away like grains of sand through her fingers. In the hospital room, her mother maintained her vigil behind the motionless form. Then, an overwhelming presence of divine glory filled the room. Though in a coma, she found herself softly humming a hymn. A day later, she awoke, infusing the hospital room with a sense of serenity. It took nearly a week before they allowed her to look in the mirror. The reflection that greeted her was nothing short of shocking. A face mad beyond recognition, with bloodshot eyes, 2 fractured teeth, and a layer of scabrous flesh resulting from her skid on gravel. It was a sight that bore testimony to the profound encounter that had forever altered her life. The incredulity of her account was inconsequential. God had etched an indelible mark on her existence, shaping her faith and guiding her life's course. 14 years later, she found herself in Madras, India, embarking on a missionary expedition. As she stood on the back of an oxen-drawn cart in a remote village, poised to share the gospel, a peculiar sense of déjà vu washed over her. It felt as though she had experienced this moment before, under the same sky at some earlier time. As the light penetrated the surrounding darkness, the local pastor extended an invitation to the assembly. 30 to 40 Indians raised their hands in response, embracing Jesus into their hearts. It was a poignant reminder of God's timeless existence, transcending the confines of time and space and directing each individual along a unique path. The choice, the journey, is yours to embrace. Her near-death experience had shown her that God has a unique plan for each of us, a purpose that extends beyond the constraints of earthly existence. Are you ready for the adventure? And thus concludes today's narrative. Your thoughts and reflections are welcome in the comment section below. Until next time, remain safe and blessed.